This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E. Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do the Locked On Warriors postcast and the Locked On 49ers postcast. But tonight, the Giants finally get back in the win column. A much-needed desperation win, taking down the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight in extra innings. And after carrying a 2-run lead into the bottom of the ninth inning, Camilo Doval gave up a 2-run blast so the Diamondbacks could tie this one up, and it started to get that sinking feeling all over again. But in extra innings, Pat Bailey delivered the key sac fly to score the go-ahead run. Pat Bailey had a nice day at the dish for once, and Jung Hoo Lee, perhaps busting the slump in just one night, he finishes a home run shy of the cycle in tonight's win. We'll break it all down, but first I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. And make sure to check out the Locked On Giants daily show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Ben Kaspick, does a great job. And this was so up and down, this whole game, so up and down, man. I mean, it was just tense moment after tense moment tonight for the Giants. And just more torture. And this season has felt very much so like the old 2010, 2012 championship runs, and 2014 to some extent too. But the 2010 and 2012 seasons for me specifically really felt torturous. And whenever the Giants pick up a win, it seems to be a one-run win. It seems to be a game that they have to trade the lead back and forth several times. It seems to be a game where they have multiple opportunities for everything to unravel, and things have to go just right for this team to win. I mean, they did jump out to an early lead. Mike Yastrzemski, the first batter of the game, home run in that first at bat. And Jung Hoo Lee also had a triple in that first inning to drive in another run. So the Giants taking a 2-0 lead early on. That was nice. But then the Diamondbacks ended up getting things tied up, or close to tying things up in that fifth inning. And it got a little sideways for Landon Roop, who had been cruising through his first 4 innings of work. He looked rock solid out there on the mound. Then he gives up a home run to Alek Thomas, and then he walks 2 and then gives up a single to load the bases. And at that point, the Giants go to the bullpen, go get Eric Miller, which leads me to today's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And the turning point for me in this one, it was that fifth inning, because this is really where this game could have totally gotten out of reach for the Giants. And instead, they maintained a 1-run lead somehow, leaving the fifth inning. So they already had 1 run in with nobody out and bases juiced. And you go to Eric Miller, who has been very good this season, but has had some problems, especially facing that first or second batter of the inning, finding the strike zone. And he did not have an open base to work with. He didn't have an opportunity to be a little bit wild for the first batter. Even though the first 2 pitches he threw were not strikes and they were not particularly close, he bounced back immediately with 3 consecutive strikes to strike out Tawa. And then he gets Josh Naylor to fly out to right. So that's your 1 run scores on that sac fly by Josh Naylor. And then he gets a strikeout to get out of the inning, strikes out Eugenio Suarez, and only 1 run in that situation for Eric Miller. I mean, that is amazing. The way that he was able to work out of that jam, absolutely masterful. And it was the right pull of the right lever for Bob Melvin, but it was also kind of an easy situation with some lefties coming up in the Diamondbacks order, in Eric Miller being kind of the one guy that you're going to go to in that situation in the bullpen right now for the Giants. It's kind of a no-brainer that he was the guy in that situation, but it does, a good move's a good move. Hey, Bob Melvin's bullpen management has not been the best as of late. We will take whatever good Bob Melvin bullpen decision we can get at this point, and the Giants get out of that inning, maintaining their 1-run lead. Now, again, the Diamondbacks had another chance in that 7th inning. Randy Rodriguez works himself into a little bit of a jam. Perdomo singles, but he had been singling all day long. Perdomo 3 for 3 and 2 walks today. So Randy Rodriguez wasn't the only one who had a hard time getting Perdomo out. Literally nobody on the Giants got this guy out today. Then Ketel Marte walked. And so you got 2 on, nobody out for Randy Rodriguez. And he very casually strikes out Tim Tawa. And then he gets Naylor to ground into a double play to end the inning. And so 2 big moments where the Giants relievers were able to get out of really tense situations. But I am a little worried about this bullpen at this point because they have just thrown so many innings this season, especially lately. The starting pitchers for the Giants, especially these young arms, have not been able to last very long. I mean, we've seen a lot of 4-inning, 5-inning starts lately where the bullpen has had to do a lot of the heavy lifting, pitch about half of the innings or more per game. Tonight was no different, and the bullpen continues to press. I mean, you had Eric Miller, Spencer Bivens, Randy Rodriguez, Tyler Rogers, and Camilo Doval all throw innings tonight, and Camilo had to throw 2. So if you end up with a lead tomorrow, you have to assume late in the game that Camilo Doval probably isn't going to be the guy trying to close that one out. Maybe, but you also had Tyler Rogers and Randy Rodriguez throw tonight. So looking ahead into the crystal ball, maybe it's Ryan Walker tomorrow. And we all know that has not been a great situation for the Giants lately when you got to depend on Ryan Walker in a close situation late in the game. So this bullpen is gonna, I mean, they're gonna continue to press because it's not really on them either. It's the starting pitching that has really kind of gone down a little bit as of late that has required the bullpen to throw even more innings than they were already throwing. And that's kind of what's gotten to them as of late. And this month, even though it's only been a couple days, last month, the bullpen did not perform particularly well. I mean, they were 17th in ERA across all of baseball after being second or first through the first 2 months. They were second overall in March/April and second in May, first overall going into the month of June, ERA wise. And this month so far, even though it's only been 2 days, their ERA rank is 14th. So the Giants got to figure out a way to kind of take some pressure off of this bullpen. The starting pitching has to go deeper into games. Landon Roop had a nice game today, but it would have made a world of difference if he could have just gone one more inning for this Giants team. He didn't have the best start of his career. I mean, nine base runners through 4 innings is nothing to write home about. But I did think that he got out of some jams. He did what he needed to do for the most part until that 5th inning where he really just imploded and couldn't really seem to find the strike zone anymore. But I think that's just him being tired, kind of hitting a wall. Again, the All-Star break cannot come soon enough for this team. They desperately need a little bit of a break for some of these younger arms in their rotation, specifically Hayden Birdsong and Landon Roop. But you got to find a way to figure it out. I mean, you got a couple more weeks until you hit the All-Star break. You got to find a way to not just flounder and limp into the break. And the Giants, hopefully, this win is a step back in the right direction for them to stop the skid. I mean, it's been very, very, very bad lately for the Giants. But later on in this game, the way they got this win was after that 2-run bomb tied it up in the 9th inning off of Camilo Doval. In the 10th inning, you had the ghost runner, Jung Hoo Lee, starting out at second base. So that's convenient given that he's, probably the Giants' fastest base runner. And then you have Elliot Ramos leading off. He singles on a slow roller up the middle. And so now you got runners at the corners, and Pat Bailey delivers a sac fly to deep center field, deep enough that there wasn't even a throw home, and the Giants win this one. By the way, Pat Bailey today, he had a pretty nice game, man. He had 1 hit. He had 2 RBIs in this one, however, and he did have a walk as well. So on base twice and multiple good at bats, multiple situations where he really helped the Giants out in key moments in this game. And overall, as a team, the Giants 4 for 13 with runners in scoring position. So you have 9 at bats that come up empty in those situations. That's probably more than you'd like to see. But 4 hits with runners in scoring position is like a week's worth of hits with runners in scoring position for the Giants lately. So you'll take what you can get. 6 runs is 6 runs, and a win is a win. The Giants move to 46-41 with the win, and the Diamondbacks sit at 43-43 with the loss. Don't go anywhere. We still got more to get into on the other side, including tonight's player of the game and what you'll be talking about. Both of those things coming up next on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is sponsored by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site that's made for the skilled trades. Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is jam-packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. And did I mention it's free? Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage, and now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM. Start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. And today's show is also sponsored by Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat and helps and it's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you also start building wealth. I've started saving a ton thanks to Monarch. It helps me track all of my spending in one place, so convenient. And it was super obvious that I needed to stop eating out so often. Now I budget smarter, cook at home more, and my bank account looks a lot happier. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and tonight, a little bit of heart palpitations in the ninth inning and beyond for the Giants, but they get out of this one, pick up the win 6-5 over the Diamondbacks in extra innings, and it was an adventure out there for Camilo Doval. I mean, my guy Charles saying Doval saves Doval, and then my guy Donnie says, let it be Doval to blow the save and then get the save. And I mean, this was a tough one for Camilo Doval, but he did end up pulling it out. And going out there for that 10th inning was a gutsy move by Bob Melvin to leave Doval back out there for one more inning after he had already given up that 2-run jack. But it paid off in the end, and he did settle down. He looked a lot crisper in that 10th inning that he did in the 9th inning, and that was a good sign to me. The fact that Doval was able in the same game to bounce back, we have not seen that very much. Usually when the wheels start to come off, they come all the way off, and this guy just completely falls apart, just dismantles and just comes apart at the seams. And Camilo Doval, when he's on, he's on. We know this. It's a switch he's got to be able to flip in his head to just lock in, and he seems to be able to access that sometimes better than others. And usually, though, you kind of know based on what you see from the first hitter or two that he faces if it's going to be a good night or a bad night for him. And tonight, he kind of proved us wrong on that front. I mean, he did not look very good the first couple batters that he faced in the 9th inning, and then he settled in, and he was fine after that. I mean, he gave up hits to Perdomo, the first batter that he faced in the 9th, and then Marte, who is, by the way, the best hitting second baseman probably in all of baseball right now, hits his 18th home run of the season. And after that, he didn't give up another real threat on the bases. I mean, he didn't give up a single hit after that one. I mean, got Josh Naylor to ground out, struck out Eugenio Suarez, and then in extras, struck out Jake McCarthy, got Gurriel to fly out, and struck out Alek Thomas to end this game. So Doval, a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, but ultimately, I am a little concerned about him. While it was good to see him bounce back in this game, you can't ignore the fact that in 3 of his last 4 outings, he's given up at least 2 earned runs. Gave up 2 earned runs against the Red Sox, and on the 21st of last month, gave up 3 earned runs to the Marlins on the 25th of last month during that awful series against the Marlins where the Giants got swept. So I don't think that this is this is something that we can just brush off at this point. I think Camilo Doval has some clear problems, and I think that's what you're going to be talking about after this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And it's not just Camilo Doval. It's kind of the whole bullpen right now. And while the Giants, this is supposed to be a strength of theirs, and it has been through much of the season, right now, between now and the All-Star break, it's going to be tough. I mean, you don't have that many off days left between now and then, and you're on the road pretty much the whole time. And the Giants have got to find a way to eat some innings with their starting pitching staff so that they can take some of this pressure off of their bullpen. And Camilo Doval has thrown a lot of innings, not lately, but just in general. He threw a lot in June. He threw a lot of innings in June. And I think that if he's not fresh at the end of the game tomorrow, if you have a lead, that's a scary situation, because Ryan Walker coming out in a tight game isn't really what we want. And we've seen this show several times throughout this year, and we don't really like the results of the Ryan Walker show when he's pitching in close games late in the action. It just doesn't usually work out well for the Giants. So again, you had 5 different guys throw today out of the pen. You have to find a way tomorrow for the pen to get a little bit of a break. Robbie Ray is hopefully going to be able to eat a few more innings than Landon Roop was able to go today. Robbie has been a little bit up and down as of late. We've talked a lot about how he has been giving up more home runs as of late in recent shows. And I mean, it's Arizona. It's starting to get warm out there. The ball is going to fly. So look for Robbie Ray to maybe give up another home run or two tomorrow, but the Giants will need to figure out a way to keep him in the game. I need at least 6 innings from Robbie Ray tomorrow. So hopefully the Giants only have to use 2 or 3 arms out of the pen. It's going to be really, really tough for them to figure it out and navigate that chessboard right now going forward. Other than those arms that threw tonight, you did have Mason Black recalled from AAA. You had Carson Seymour sent down to AAA, so that was the corresponding move. But maybe Mason Black gets some action out of the bullpen. We usually see him make some spot starts for the Giants when they reach down and pull him up. I am expecting him to kind of slot in instead of Hayden Birdsong the next time through. I think that is a good move because it will give Birdsong a little bit of time to rest. He looks like he is really in dire need of just some rest on that arm and to reset his head. And I mean, you don't throw 10 consecutive balls like he did last night without having something wrong mentally, more so than physically. But ultimately, my point being, you don't have a whole lot of depth in this pitching staff right now in the bullpen. I mean, you could maybe have Joey Lucchesi throw, but he also threw 21 pitches yesterday, so he's not 100% fresh either. And Ryan Walker is the only other guy that didn't throw tonight besides those 2 that we just previously mentioned, Joey Lucchesi and Mason Black. So sketchy sailing tomorrow if Robbie Ray does not have a good day, a good start. If he's not able to eat at least 6 or 7 innings for the Giants, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch with that bullpen, and you're going to need a little more, I think, than just 2 or 3 runs. I think you'll probably need another 4 or 5, 6 runs to win in Arizona. It's getting warm out there. The ball likes to jump off the bat. We know this. We just saw it happen tonight. So ultimately, the Giants, thankfully, they got a win. But there are still some things that are concerning us about this team. And certain guys just have been slumping and haven't really busted out of their slumps yet. But there was one guy tonight that maybe, just maybe, did enough to bust out of his slump. And that leads me to today's player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And tonight's player of the game, we're going to go ahead and give it to Jung Hoo Lee, because this guy has had a very rough go of it lately. That batting average all the way down to 246. He has had a very, very, very rough month. Since the beginning of June, he has really been pressing. He had 3 hits today. He was a home run shy of the cycle, triple in that first inning to drive in a run. He also ended up scoring the go-ahead run in this one as well, scored another run in this one. So he had 2 runs, 3 hits, and an RBI, 3 for 5 day for Jung Hoo Lee. Couple of extra base hits. He gets tonight's Locked On Player of the Game. And hopefully, like I said, this is enough to get him back on track, because what he is going, it makes this offense a lot better. I mean, I'll take anybody to get hot right now. I mean, anybody on this team that wants to deliver some hits, please, for the love of God, start doing it, because absolutely nobody on this team seems to be finding any kind of a rhythm at the plate right now. So Jung Hoo Lee gets tonight's player of the game. That's all the time that we got for you guys today here on the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll see you next time. Peace.